Ooh. Which light is better? Oh. Guys, it's Saturday night, you know what that means. I'm just gonna be watching Jane the Virgin and or The Good Place and or Santa Clarita Diet. Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of TANTALKS. Today I will be talking about social anxiety, basically feeling anxious in social situations, and basically the social aspect of my experience in Melbourne. Sorry, this is a habit. It's a very Filipino or Asian habit of mine. I like hugging my knee because I have nobody else to hug. So you don't need no man, you just need your knee. So I came into Melbourne not knowing a single soul. The only person I knew was the front desk person of my accommodation place, because I've literally been like messaging them like days before asking what I needed to bring. Anyway, if you don't know what social anxiety is, I will define it for you. Social anxiety, according to Google, is an intense if you're going to define something, don't use the word in the definition. Like, the definition is supposed to explain what the word is, so putting the word in the definition makes no sense. My third grade teacher like taught me this. Come on. I don't know what's up with Google today. I am very, very disappointed in you, but I'm not disappointed in you. Okay, I'm gonna look for a better definition because I want to give you guys the best, because you deserve the best. You know your worth. Social anxiety, here we go, is the fear of being judged and evaluated negatively by other people, leading to feelings of inadequacy, inferiority, self-consciousness, embarrassment, humiliation, and depression. So basically, it's when you're in a social situation and you just feel like you're too scared to really put yourself out there, really express who you are, because you feel that people will think badly of you or negatively of you. So social anxiety can be caused by a number of things. For example, the fear of being rejected. Another is because growing up you were bullied. A lot of it can also be because of what has happened to you in your childhood, and so now you have a harder time in these situations. I have anxiety. I think the biggest contribution to that is just the fear of being rejected by people, or people not liking me or not wanting to be around me, and that my presence is a burden to them. That's basically what goes through my head whenever I am in a social situation. I'm pretty sure my friends will say that this is ironic because I can classify as a very outgoing person. Like, I love going out, I love going to parties, and I love meeting people, but at the same time, that doesn't necessarily mean I don't have anxiety. There have been numerous occasions when I had to call a friend because I was just with a group of people and I just felt out of place, and I felt that that group of people didn't want me there. And I'm pretty sure it was not deliberate, but my brain just went on overdrive and I just kept thinking, I'm not supposed to be here, I shouldn't be here, they don't want me here, I'm useless, I'm worthless, you know, all these thoughts just coming at you, like bombarding your head, and it becomes very overwhelming. And that's when I like start to feel anxious, and I one time, or actually no, it happened twice, where I got like panic attacks because it was just too much to handle, and so I had to like go to the toilet and calm myself down. And I'm better at doing that now. So there are a couple of things that you can do to overcome this feeling of not being wanted, or like really of being scared to really put yourself out there. The first step I would recommend you to do is to accept the things that you cannot change. And those things include people's personalities. Everybody expresses emotions differently. People express themselves differently. You cannot really change that because that's just who they are. And also, another thing you can't change is not everybody will like you or want to be like tight with you, you know? And I personally think that it's better for you to have like a close group of friends who are so genuine and so nice, who really like ride your wave, you know? And so those are just a couple things that you cannot change. You gotta accept that. You cannot do anything else to change that. Now, there are some things that you can change, and that are your thoughts. Don't let your thoughts control you. You control your thoughts. So if your thoughts are clouding you, then you have to reinforce the fact that you are valued, that people want you there. You will find people that like the same things as you do. If you're the type of person that eats pesto straight from the jar, I know two girls down the road who will be your friend. I consider that disgusting, but I know people who do that. If you love talking, what's a really boring subject? If you love talking physics, I know people who love their physics. I'm kidding. Physics is interesting. It is just not my forte. And that's another thing that I wanted to say. Stop trying to please people. You are, as I said, not everybody is going to like you, but that does not mean you need to change for one person just because they don't like a certain thing about you. Unless you like suck as a person, then you will find somebody who sucks like you do. I'm the worst at this. I don't know why I started Tan Talks. If you find yourself in a situation where like you're by yourself, you're at home, and you feel that you're not wanted, like nobody's asking you to go out, or that you just feel like a waste of space. This is a practice that my best friend taught me back in Vancouver, and I love her so much. She's an amazing person, and she's actually majoring in psychology. Danny, I love you. But basically she taught me to do this. And so what you do is you write down the thought that you have. So usually this is something that is negative, such as, my friends don't care about me. Now under that, you write down the things that support that claim. So for example, I'll just say, they didn't ask me to hang out over the weekend. And then under that, or like you can actually put it side by side, it's up to you. You can be as organized as you want. And then after that, you write down something that negates the initial claim. So it would be, my friends ask me how I am. Whenever I see my friends on campus, they come up to me and hug me. They wished me a happy birthday. You know, things like that. And you will find yourself writing more things that negate the claim than actually support it, which is good, which actually shows you that you're being irrational. And I know overthinking and anxiety are all based on irrationality, but you know, when your brain is telling you these things, when your thoughts are right there, you just believe them, and it really becomes harder to let it go. So that is something that you can definitely do. Also, I just want to say that if you are new to a city or university, or you're on exchange and you're meeting new people, there are also people who are insecure around you. There are people who are going through the same things that you are going through. So never, ever, ever think that you are alone, because there are more people than you know that have insecurities. They just may not show it. For example, me. I do get thoughts. Over time, you do get better at handling them. And I think one of the best things that contribute to that is acknowledging that you have that thought, and then kind of just like letting it, woo, you know, woo. Like, you can go. Don't associate yourself with that thought. Just keep doing you. Embrace who you are and be true to you. Because people who vibe with you will naturally gravitate towards you, and you will find that people who really like the same things that you like doing, and who talk about the things that you like talking about, and who will find you interesting as you find them interesting. So you will find your people, And also remember to put yourself in social situations that you actually enjoy. If you hate clubbing and partying, smoking, drinking, dancing, don't go to a club and expect to find a really good friend there. I mean, okay, maybe you will, but you want to have greater chances to actually meet somebody that you vibe with and that you can have the conversation that you really want to have with a friend, you know? So join the book club if you're super into books, because then that is one thing that already links you and somebody else together, and then from there you can, you know, make more connections because you're just basing it on one thing that you already like that for sure another person will like. And also, if it does get a bit worse for you, if you're really having a hard time, if you're really scared to put yourself out there, or you think that you have no real friends, just remember you can always talk to somebody about this. You can always talk about your feelings with somebody, because chances are the person that you're talking about it with also has experienced those feelings. Or you can talk to a professional even, like for example, Unimelb offers mental health services for students who really need it, and that's great. You know, make use of the sources of the resources and the help that is provided if you need it. Just remember that you can do your research. You can even go online and search about this, watch more videos. If you're watching this right now, hey, that's also a great thing. Also, last tip, stop letting fear control you. Don't let fear inhibit you from doing the things that you want to do. Okay, if you get rejected, so what? Rejection is honestly a part of life. It happens for a reason. Like, I'm a huge believer that everything happens for a reason. So I hope that I helped somebody who's new to a city, who's going on exchange, who feels scared. Remember that you are not alone, that there are people sharing the same insecurities with you, and if not, they have their own insecurities that they're dealing with, and people mask it in different ways. Like, be more kind with yourself, because you will find your friends, and there are people who care about you, who value you in their life. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, I would appreciate if you like and subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. And I always appreciate your comments, so you can always just send them my way. Anyway, I hope that you're having a lovely, lovely day, and I'm sending you all lots of love. Bye!